Hi again, Ian Dainty here, and we're going to carry on today with 101 marketing questions for business growth. Today is question 43, and a very important question. How do you define a major client in your company? Not necessarily in your industry, but in your company. And it can really vary all over the map depending on what products and or services you're selling. And a lot of people don't understand what a major client is. And so that's what I want to go through today. Here's what I thought that was cute. He's a major client because he's so tall. So obviously he has to be a big client for us. So I want to thank the cartoonstock.com for that. But I thought you'd get a kick out of this. And he looks like a major client, doesn't he? However, there are 5 levels of relationships for becoming a major client, or as I like to call them, a trusted business advisor. And the 5 levels are a vendor, a preferred supplier, solution provider, trusted partner, and strategic business advisor. And so I want to look at each one of those, and then you can decide what level your company is in as far as what you consider a major client. Now, most people wouldn't consider a vendor a major client, but a lot of people, a lot of companies rather, that's all they have. Let's look at that. Basically, a vendor is a quotation maker and order takers. In some industries, vendor is a perfectly acceptable term used to denote where someone falls in the supply chain, so you may be called that anyway. You're viewed as a vendor when your services and company reputation attracts RFPs, requests for proposals, invitations to tender, or something similar. And as such, you're almost always in reactive mode. You're never in proactive mode, waiting by the phone, fax machine, or or your email for the nod to get involved. You're mostly tactical and very, very seldom are you strategical. However, being a vendor isn't always a bad thing, as it depends upon you, your services, and how your clients perceive those services. So that's important to keep that in mind. A preferred supplier. This is a term we use to describe the love relationship where you have become a steady, reliable supplier of products and services. Okay? As in contrast to a vendor, as a reliable source or a preferred supplier, you enter the process just before the client is ready to evaluate services like yours, probably because you're on an approved supplier list already, which has the added bonus for you, providing a barrier to new vendors looking for a piece of the action. So a preferred supplier, again, you may be on, probably are on a vendor's list or approved supplier list. You're not dominant, but you do have some traction. Being a credible source or a preferred supplier requires more interaction on your part and is rewarded relatively more so than a vendor. Okay? What's a solution provider? And a lot of people would stop there and say, I'm a solution provider, therefore they're a major client. And they may be as far as your company or their company is concerned. The solution provider is a larger part of the client's fabric than the obviously preferred supplier. This level relationship takes on a more strategic dimension. It's a little deeper and a little more and some more rewarding. You're getting to be pretty knowledgeable of the client's industry and what it takes. As a solution provider, your involvement expands further and your appearance in the decision process cycle lasts a bit longer. Sometimes you enter the process just before the client has initiated a project, and you're involved in the evaluating, proving, contracting, and implementing stages. You exit the process after the measurement of the results. You are a valuable asset to your client, and you have every reason to feel pleased with what you're doing. So that's a solution provider, again, a little higher up the value chain. What about a trusted partner? Above and beyond the services you offer, your clients see you as a source of strategic planning assistance for dealing with broader-based challenges they are currently facing. This is a level that most people want to get at. You're sometimes called in to assist in the planning process, and often senior management will call you or someone in your firm for advice on issues they feel can give trusted counsel on, that you'll give them trusted counsel on. Attaining this level is where most professional service firms end up. Although not quite the top level, it is a level that gives you a say in how your client runs his business. So professional service is when you may have a product, but you also deliver services with that product where the client needs your help in working through the product, or you're a professional services firm that really works within their company quite a bit. And so the last one, of course, is a strategic business advisor. And we call this the hallowed ground. As a strategic business advisor, you work with the executives to explore emerging needs in a direction on a confidential basis, similar to the role of a consultant. You work with the executives in your firm and the executives in your client's firm. At this level, the context of the decision-making process, you really don't enter or exit. You're part of the circle, and then when the client and you, with your objective external perspective, identify an issue together, you both assess the problem and create a solution. It's almost as if you're a part of their staff, a senior executive on their staff that your client is, but you work with them. And firms like the large consulting firms like KPMG and those types of firms are all what you would probably call a strategic advisor, because they're there at the table. So where do you want to be? It really involves three things. How much time, you have to be aware of how much time and effort it involves on both parts. Not all your clients want this level of attention, so you have to be wary of that. And are you wasting your effort with companies that do not want this level of relationship, or who will not give you the return or the return on investment that this effort needs? So it's got to be, as in all of each of these levels, as you work up the value chain. So each of these different levels, you've got to depend on what the client wants. If they don't want a strategic business advisor, all they want is a preferred supplier, then of course you're going to have a lot of trouble with it. So that's what number thing is. What is a major client to you? And it really depends on a certain extent what your client wants. If you have any questions, please write me at ian@b2bbusinesscoach.com or call me at the number below. And please like this video so that your colleagues can see it, and maybe your vendors or your suppliers and your customers can see it too, and you can talk to them about where you fit into the value chain. Thanks a lot. Until next time.